you about ready? Could we go? Could we go with this? I have Victoria Sharp. I'm going to put them in the sun because they're cold. They've been playing in the shade.
Yeah,
But I
let's.
also have her mom with her.
Okay,
So,
we have
yeah,
right now we have Victoria Sharp. Is that correct?
yes. I'm going to put you guys over here so we can see them. And Mark, you just tell me what you want to ask her, and we'll go from there. What do you think? So
Yes.
first, let's get your name. So we know Victoria. So what's your name? Go ahead and tell us.
I'm Odali Sharp, and I usually go by Miss Sharp because people have a hard time pronouncing my first name.
Okay. And we know this is the beautiful, lovely Victoria. You have such a beautiful family. We were watching you guys a little while ago, and the music just was such a blessing.
Watch your camera.
So many people. So, all right. Sorry, I was cutting off your head there. There we go. All right. So, Mark, what would you like to ask these lovely ladies today, especially Victoria? What would you like to say to her?
Okay, let's get a good shot on Victoria. Make sure we get a good face shot on her and stuff so we don't see. There you go. Victoria, first of all, thank you so much for being on our show. God bless you.
Thank you for being on the show with us today, and God bless you. No problem. So, go ahead, Mark. What would you like to ask?
Ma'am, I want to ask you, and I know that this is on America's minds, and it's heavy on mine too. You were involved in something so traumatic. How are you dealing with it, ma'am?
Mark says he just wants to ask what's on everyone's minds. And first of all, we know that you're very courageous, for even being here today. And we just want to know how you're doing, how you're dealing with things. We're not going to ask you about what happened. The world has seen the videos, but we know you were there firsthand, and we just want to know, how are you doing?
Watch your camera. Watch your camera.
I'm doing pretty well. You know, I've had a time to recover from a lot of, the trauma that I went through, and even though I still have some things that I'm working through, I've been with my family, and it's been really good for me, and I'm ready to move forward and start fighting for justice in this case.
That's a good thing. All right.
Okay.
Anything else, Mark?
Oh, yes, ma'am. I sure do have questions for this young lady. Now, I keep asking on the show. Watch your camera shot. I keep asking on the show that do you have children? I keep asking the parents, do you have children? Do you have children? And we're going to have a teenager come up on the show here very shortly that is going to share the Constitution with the other teenagers around the world. What I want to ask her though, really quick, is now that you have been in this situation, and explain this thorough to her, take your time to explain what I said, but now that she's been in this situation, what advice can she give to the young people of America, the young patriots that are going to have to deal with this one day? They are our future. That's why we're talking to them right now.
Okay, so normally we ask people, do you have kids and do they know what's going on? Well, you're young, and so we want to know, coming from somebody in your age group, now that you've dealt with this, now that you've gone through this, wait, what was that, Mark? So how are you going to move forward with this? What are you going to do? How are you going to get the message out there to other people that are your age and let them know what's going on? And what would you do if a young person approached you and said, what can I do? How can I get them, what would they want to do to get the message out to the other patriots that are young?
To get message out to other people in the United States, I would say that people just need to stand up and, number one, be informed about what has happened, and that a lot of the major media sources are not reporting the truth about what happened. They're also not, they like to twist the words that other people say, and so I would say don't listen to the major media sources. You go to this actual source itself that knows, and hear the story, and then do something about it. You can stand with the Finnecums and with the people who have been put in jail unjustly and unconstitutionally, and then stand with them and go to Portland. I'm hopefully going to be in Portland on the 24th of February, which is when a hearing will be held. And I hope that a lot of Americans will show up there and just show their support for the people who have been put in jail unjustly. And just find out what's going on for yourself and stand in support of the people who should be supported.
So you're saying research and educate yourself. Yeah. Don't listen to what the mainstream media is saying, but get out there and really find out the truth of what's going on and act on it accordingly. So how does that sound, Mark? So far, so good?
So far, so awesome. I'm going to talk with Mom in just a second, but I got just a couple more questions.
Okay.
Not yet.
Got both of them here.
Yeah, okay.
And I would say also, and let no man despise your youth, because people want to underestimate the power that there is in youth just because they're young. But they have something to say. And if they are educated and they have a faith, because I think you need to have a faith. If you have a faith in God, who is all wisdom, and you have a knowledge of the things that are happening, it doesn't matter how old you are. You have the strength in you then to stand like Victoria did.
Absolutely. That's good wisdom from Mom. Absolutely. Okay, go ahead, Mark.
Now, Victoria, now that you have, I know we can't talk about the case. You know what? All right.
No, we can't talk about the case and what you've gone through.
Okay, but what I want to ask her, there are, now that America is making a stand, there are young.
Now that America is making a stand.
There are young patriots who are making a stand also. Look around her; she can see them. They're young.
Yes, you can see there's young patriots all around you. Not everybody here is an adult. Not everyone here is my age. A lot of them are much younger than me. And there's some kids. I know some of these are your younger siblings, and so I know that they understand what's going on. So
now,
go ahead, Mark.
Now, you were in a vehicle that had been in a shootout. Now, there is going to be young patriots around the world that are one day going to face the same situation. What do you have to say to them?
So you were in a vehicle that was involved in a shootout. I'm not going to ask you about that, but
it was not a shootout.
Yes, correction.
There you go. Correct.
For fire from our vehicle.
Correction.
Absolutely.
Tell
so
her
we stand correct on that one. Sorry about that.
I stand corrected. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Mark stands corrected on that one. So, if someone else was in that situation, if somebody else finds themselves in that, and it very well may happen with everything that's going on in our nation now.
Kids.
What kind of advice would you give to somebody that would be in that situation?
Kids.
What would you say to them?
The kids, the teenagers.
That's a hard question. When you're in the situation, I wouldn't even know again what to do if I was sitting in the back of that truck, because it didn't seem that anything that I was, trying to stay alive was going to keep me alive. And then I pleaded with them, begging them to not to quit. I can't. And if we would have tried to get out of the car, we would have been shot as well.
Yes.
And so I can't say that there's anything that I would do again except for pray, because the only reason I'm alive, I believe, is because God protects me.
So if somebody else finds himself, a young person like you finds himself in that kind of situation,
Pray.
And just pray. Because
hard.
you guys weren't pulling guns. We know that. Well, like I said, we're not going to ask you about that, but to just pray, call out on the Lord, and see what He has.
And she would agree with them to obey orders and to be lawful and constitutional and just to be safe. The number one priority is for safety. Correct? Would she agree with all of that?
Would you agree with the number one priority was to keep safe, and,
yes,
you were trying to obey the law, do what was right. So,
well, from the first stop, number one, we were never told, nobody was told during that whole time that there were warrants out for anyone's arrest or anything like that. It was just a bunch of vehicles pulling us over. And at the first stop, a shot was fired at our vehicle, which is why I did not get out of the vehicle in the first place, because I was going to get out until that shot was fired. And then I was like, I was afraid for my life if I would have stepped out of the vehicle. And so I believe that the boys' number one priority was to get us to the safety of Grant County under Sheriff Glenn Palmer's protection. And he just kept saying over and over again, we need to get to the sheriff. We need to get to Sheriff Palmer. So.
Okay, good.
Okay,
Mark, any other questions?
She has the whole world watching right now. I want her to reach deep into her heart. Tell her this.
Okay, so you've got the whole world watching right now. We're over 30,000 people watching live right now.
Wow.
So he wants you to reach deep into your heart and
I want her to give a message. Watch your camera shot. I want her to give a message to the youth of America. She is 18 years old. She has a voice now. Tell her to please reach deep into her heart and speak to the youth of our world right now, please.
Okay, so you're 18 years old. You're still a youth. Yes, legally you're an adult, but you're still a youth. He wants you to reach deep into your heart and speak to the youth of America and the world. And what would you say to them right now with everything going on? What is something that you could reach deep inside you and find to say to them?
To the youth.
Just to the youth. Yes.
I never expected to be put into the shoes that I am at this young age. I was working on making a life for myself. I had just gotten certified as an EMT, was going to go on to paramedic school, and I still plan to. And I never expected that this that I would be in the vehicle and witness what I witnessed. But coming that close to death, I realized what is important in life. I realized that freedom is very important, and that we need to do everything we can to be informed about where our nation is going, and do everything in our power to preserve the liberty and to take back the liberties that have been taken from us. And I would say that we as young people have the biggest voice. There are a lot of young people out there, and we are young enough that we can watch as we grow older, we can make a difference and take back the liberties that people before us haven't taken back yet. And I would say that I encourage every youth to find out what is going on in our country and be informed and take a stand, because we have a voice and we can make a difference. It doesn't matter how old you are, you can make a difference. And I definitely encourage every youth to try to be informed and just make a difference in their country.
I would say some good words of wisdom from the daughter as well. Absolutely.
Now tell her that was just awesome. She's got tears in my eyes.
It was just awesome, and you actually have Mark has tears in his eyes while watching and listening to you. So I'm pretty sure their mom has taught them all very well, and very, very well.
Yeah.
Please let her know.
Yeah.
Let her know that she actually is now, whether she likes it or not. God has appointed her. She is the voice for the young youth of our nation. Tell her I said that.
He says, whether you like it or not, God has appointed you the voice of the youth of this nation. And so I think you really picked the right young lady to be the voice of the youth of this nation. You're very well spoken, and you really seem to put a really good head on your shoulders. So we're very glad to have you here with us. And
can I ask her a question?
Keep standing up.
I want to ask.
He's got another question for you. Go ahead.
One more. I want to ask her one right direct question.
Okay.
Will you? I am asking you officially right here live on theconnorsreport.com. Tell her I said that.
Okay, he's asking you officially on theconnorsreport.com. Will you
please be the spokesman for our youth concerning our Constitution and our freedoms?
Would you please be the spokesperson for our youth concerning our Constitution and our freedoms?
I will.
She will.
Oh,
we have a big resounding yes.
She just put more tears in my eyes.
He's choked up. I can hear him. So, yeah.
Tell her I expect.
I'm very honored to, even though I never expected this to happen, I'm honored that I have the privilege to be, a spokesperson for liberty, and that I can make a difference, for the Finnecane family and for justice. So.
I know David didn't choose to go up against Goliath. Well, he did, but God chose him to go up against Goliath, and look where he ended up. So I kind of see you as another David. Well, Davida, I guess would be better. But yes, absolutely. God has put you in this position, and I think He knows what He's doing. So He chose him well.
And I asked her live on our show to do it, and she said yes, and I expect to see her on Fox News very shortly.
Oh, yeah. And since you said yes, he expects to see this on Fox News shortly. So
okay.
She's smiling. I like that one. You got a good smile out of her. So,
all right, listen.
Do you have any questions for Mom?
Yes, I do. You want to say something to Mom really quick?
All right. So Mark would like to say something to you. Give me a second, and I'll relay your message.
Mom, we're proud of you. We thank you very much for standing up and doing what is right. First of all, go ahead.
So we're proud of you, and we thank you very much for standing up and doing what's right so far. Go ahead, Mark.
You have a fabulous family. They are now part of American history.
You have a fabulous family that's now part of American history.
And we are looking forward to all of the great things that this family is going to do.
And we're really looking forward to all those great things that this family is going to do. So we're going to be following y'all closely, let me tell you.
All right. Go ahead and close your segment real quick.
All right, so I'm going to turn this around here, and do you have anything else to say, Ms. Sharp, before we go?
Got to hurry, got to close it.
Thank you, and that it is an honor, like Victoria said, and a privilege. It wasn't one we were looking for. We just wanted to do what was right and be prepared, because we do know and we have felt the oppression,